Good morning. I'm Alberta Jarmon, and I am so happy to be here with you all this morning. Of course, my presentation is Making Coding Fun in the Virtual Setting, and I'm just so happy to be here with you all. I hope there's a lot that you'll be able to get from this presentation and this session with me. I do want you to know that, and thanks to my moderator and producer, Zach, that's here, we have uploaded the PowerPoint presentation. And so you may be able to use that and follow along at any time during the presentation as I'm presenting that you want to upload it and follow the links due to the time that we have available because it's a short period of time. And I know it'll go by fast. You can download the links and you may be able to preview some of the videos that we may not have the time now to do, but I feel like that it will be very beneficial for you to look at and maybe perhaps get some ideas from it. So again, I just want to thank you for being here, and I just wanted to notate that and let you know that those videos and other links that I have provided for you that I may not have time to be able to share with you all in this short period of time that we have will be made available for you in the PowerPoint presentation. So again, welcome. Again, I am Alberta Jarmon. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, from Jere Baxter Middle School here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am the coding teacher. I do want to just start off, as you see in the PowerPoint presentation, on my first slide, on how I got my beginnings and where I began my experience and my time with becoming a coding teacher and where it all began, because I think that's important as well. I do want you to know that I am new to the coding world. This is my first experience or my first year teaching, but I'm very excited about it. I wish that I had known about this all along, but the good thing about this is that I'm learning now. And so I try to do my best in just being very open and teaching myself daily. Interesting enough, as I have become a coding teacher, I've learned a lot through my students, as well as participating in a lot of professional development that has been made available. And also beginning is interesting because in these unprecedented times, we're in the virtual setting. And so that's how I came up with the topic, making it fun. So I've learned this is new to me. Some new to my students. For some of my students, it's not new because as I'll begin to talk about later, I have students who have parents that are in the technology field or in the computer field. And so they have been able to teach me as well. And so being in these unprecedented times, having these tools such as the curriculum, things that I'm learning by participating in the code.org program and also becoming an Apple teacher, earning my badges through there. And then now here I am to facilitate, present this to my students, teach these lessons. How do I do this in this unprecedented times so that my students are able to receive some information, some skills, some learning, some things about coding, and yet I feel like I'm conveying something and feel competent in skills as I learn with them as well. So I've been able to bring some resources together where I felt like they've been very instrumental to my students and I learned it. So I do have to give kudos to my administrator, Dr. Cox. Without her support, this would not have been made possible. Her being very open to the idea, we have not had it in our school, and so being able to present this and her support here has definitely made it very possible. So I do want to do that. Also, what really got me, I have a son, Elijah. He's 10 years old in Memphis right now. I let him know that I was going to be talking about him as well. And I think you will find that also on slide 3 of my PowerPoint presentation. You'll see a little picture of him. But also, too, he was very instrumental in me being a part of this. He definitely is very involved in Roblox, Minecraft, Legos, and he was doing all this playing. I saw him on this game, and I'll be calling him in to do things in the house, such as chores. And I'll be like, what has him so involved in all of this? And so, what got his attention? And I learned he will be caught up. And Metro Nashville Public Schools in the district in which I teach happened to offer some professional development and some learning with Minecraft. And to know that I could actually teach lessons and kids could actually learn, not just through gaming, but just learn curriculum, learn instruction. This is what I'm thinking in my mind as a mother. And they can learn gaming at the same time. Wow, let me get into it. And so you'll see a picture here where I participated with other colleagues. We had to build a Batman building. And of course, that opened the doors to other arenas and where you can build lessons and things that your kids can learn and build gaming. So I'm just so happy about it. So that's where my beginnings for coding really came in. First started with my son, and then when opportunities came through Metro and the support of my principal, and then we had a grant through TSU with the Apple. I mean, it just opened the door. So I'm just very grateful to God, and then just to these opportunities for which they have happened, and that got me here. So in the chat box, I'm just very curious to know whether I'm able to see it all or whatever. And again, my moderator may be able to help me. I'm just interested in knowing if you're able to provide feedback. When were you first introduced to computer science, or where did your love for coding first come in? If you could just be putting that in the chat box, that will be great. And I can get some feedback in knowing where did your love for coding first come in. Was it just an assignment that was given to you and you took it and you ran with it? Or was there somebody that sparked an interest earlier on with you? I would be very interested in knowing that. So I'll give you just a few minutes to just share that with me. When were you first introduced to computer science? And or why do you love computer science? Or where did you first come into the love for it? So if you can put that in the chat box, that would be great. And that feedback will be awesome if we're able to see that and to hear that. As you are putting those things in and all of that, if you have or happen to have a sheet of paper and you are able to write and respond, that will be great. We may not be able to do breakout sessions and things along that line, but I would like you to begin to think about as a quick write, and we'll be able to somehow share out, or just something to just keep in mind as a running record or a reflection as we begin to think about ourselves first as teachers, as we come into this profession of coding and think about what we would like to do for our students. So as we are coding teachers, we know that our students are deserving of a well-rounded education that is fun, that is engaging, and captures the hearts and mind of our students who want to learn more about computer science. They also deserve to receive this kind of learning and knowledge from a caring and motivating adult who shares the passion for computer science and the love for teaching. So if you happen to have a sheet of paper, or if you're able to just think, I hope that you're able to write, because hopefully the takeaways is that you'll be able to build upon the concepts and things that you're learning with me today. Keeping in mind of the prompt that I just mentioned to you, I would like for you to describe yourself as the computer science teacher that you will be in the classroom. What experiences would you like for your students to have with you in the class? What would make you be the great computer science teacher amongst the rest? Okay, regardless if this is something that you were just thrown into, or whether it's your love and your passion, and you want to be able to relay that to your kids and hope that you get their mouths watered. Maybe you're watering something, maybe you're planting something in the lives of your kids. Okay, so what would make you great amongst the rest in the role of a computer science teacher for your students and for your school? Because we do play a special part. We are valid, we are important, and we're not stepchildren there. I know oftentimes as a related arts teacher, we may, I don't know for your school if you are being embraced as we are in our school, but sometimes we may feel like our classes are the dumping grounds. What do we have to do? But regardless of how you may have your class, how would you stand out? How would you give your kids the deserving education or the deserving knowledge that they need so that they can be productive coders one day here in our world in which we are trying to change the face of here today? So this is just something I want to give you a chance to just think about and write about. So, Mr. Henderson, as our audience may be writing, do we have any responses or any comments or things at this time in our chat? And you may be speaking, but I'm not able to hear you. Mhm. Okay. I do see the chat, but for some reason, I'm not able to see the comment. Mm-mm. All right. I know that there are some comments that are coming in, and I appreciate those that as they are coming in. Um, I'm not able to see them at this time, but I know we are working on those as they're coming in. Um, so thank you for those. Okay. I see them now. All right. So college courses. Thank you, Miss Morrison. I enjoy using computer science to move objects to change environments. I want to spark the interest. You were first introduced to basic programming in class. Students love it. You try to give relevance. Thank you, Todd. You try to give relevance to computer science. This is how your phone sensors work, how your garage remotes work. Without this one foundation from decades ago, modern community wouldn't be possible. Thank you for that. Let's see. Jeremy, excuse me, says I was first introduced to coding computer science by my father through learning about software and and motor vehicles. Great. I had a class in high school and then I was asked to teach it. Okay. I began coding 2 years ago after attending the STEM summit, and I met with Texas Instruments on coding and calculators. All right. I went to a PD about 3 years ago with Institute Coding Students and Scratch EDU. All right, awesome. So we see that people or teachers, educators learned about coding from different avenues, mentoring, from a mentoring group, Destiny, sparked your attention, took your first coding course in high school and many years ago after attending code.org, PD opportunities. Awesome sauce. Okay, thank you for those comments. And I know they're coming in. I definitely appreciate those. Okay. And then again, as we focus on our quick writes. So we may not be able to do the breakout rooms, but what I would want you to do is, as you all are looking at the comments that are coming in into the chat box, and I pray that you're able to see them as I am, and when you are first introduced, and also about when you think about what makes you a great teacher or a computer science teacher. Think about things that matched or resonated with you, or that matched some of the things that you said, and maybe underline those things. Was there something that you shared some of the common interest with your colleagues as they're sharing in the chat box on what would make you on your experiences that you would like to provide for your students? What are some of those key words that you're seeing that you would like that you see that are common amongst all of you all? I came across this great site here. It's called Answer Garden. And this again, also you will be able to, and it's free, you will be able to view this in the PowerPoint presentation that's been provided to you, and you can download the link. But in the Answer Garden, and we'll may be able to go back and look to see how the garden has grown. But as you do in here, in the link, I want you to add, if you're able to download it, you can add words in here that you saw that resonated with you, that you saw a common theme with you. And then what you're able to do, it creates a word cloud. And you can use this within your classroom as well. Again, it's free to teachers. What it does, it provides immediate feedback to you, for you and for your students. But what you're building basically is a word cloud. And excuse me, and you could see how the commonality or the common theme that you see among what I'm asking for, and there's a question that you can pose, and you can see the common things that are developed, and it brings a beautiful garden or a word cloud, and you can able to see. And that's what I would have taken the time to do with you all, but due to the time that we have together, short period of time, I just want you to know this is available. But again, it's going to be in the PowerPoint. You can use this as a link. And what this does, it'll allow you to add words that resonated with you, that you found as common themes. And again, it's in the PowerPoint presentation, and you can go and then you could be able to preview. So as we go in and we continue to work with making coding fun in the engaging in learning environment, I did want to provide a little demographics of our school. Again, we are Jere Baxter, and we are located in Nashville, Tennessee. We have a total or approximately of 522 students, active students, and this is the breakdown. So we have 136 fifth graders, 154 sixth graders, 125 seventh graders, and 107 eighth graders. And as you see across all grade levels, you see the primary languages that exist there. And so when we talk about cultural diversity and making things inclusive for all, and as we are presenting coding, because that's what we want to do, we know there's an underrepresentation among minorities, and as well as with females. This is something that I want us to focus on, and as we are supporting equity. So we know that when we think about equity, we know that equality, everyone gets the same thing, but in equity, everyone gets what they need to succeed. Okay. And again, this is, excuse me, I was going to say class, but colleagues, I went a little fast. But when we think about the goals and the gaps, something that I'd like for you to consider, and again, I know with our time being limited, we won't have the time that I would like. But again, this is something that you can go back and really look at and reflect. I want to know, how do you support equity in your classroom? So think about the students in your classroom who's making progress and who's struggling. Again, I know we're in the unprecedented times, and even with the modifications and the revisements that I've made with the curriculum that I've had, I still had students that were struggling. But think about those students. Think of what perceptions do your students have about their ability in the